You've likely been sold a lie that looks don't matter that much, that they aren't that important, and that you are perfect the way you are.
You're perfect just the way you are.
You might have been told that working on the way you look was shallow and that it didn't matter as long as you were a good, gentle person. Except that looks matter. The way you show yourself to society, the way you present yourself to people is just as important as the way you are and the way you act towards people. People tend to forget or just don't make the effort anymore to make sure they look on point. Making sure their hair looks good, making sure they wear nice, clean clothing, etc. Also, I want to make sure that your looks aren't only about what you wear or your hairstyle, but it's also about your physical appearance. I'm talking about every visible aspect of you. The way your body is built. As a man, are you muscular? Do you have that V shape? How does your face look? Do you have a lot of acne? Do you have a nice jawline? And don't shit on me by saying that you can't change your face. You can't do a lot, but there are a couple things that you can still do. As a woman, do you have that nice hourglass shape? To even further my point, we can look at statistics. Attractive people have a higher chance to get hired for a job. They have a higher chance to earn more than their uglier peers. They have a higher chance to get elected as president or to become CEO. I could go on, but the last one just for fun. Good-looking people are perceived as more trustworthy and more kind and gentle, and that has a name. According to the internet, the halo effect, sometimes called the halo error, is the tendency for positive impressions of a person, company, brand or product in one area to positively influence one's opinion or feelings in other areas. The halo effect, which is a cognitive bias, can possibly prevent someone from accepting a person, a product or a brand based on the idea of an unfounded belief on what is good or bad. An example would be when a person notices that an individual in a photograph is attractive, well-groomed and properly attired, they assume, using a mental heuristic, that the person in the photograph is a good person. That is what is going on social media and a million different filters to make you look perfect. That is what's going on in photo shoots where every inconvenience, every imperfection is edited out. So your brain automatically thinks that this is a better brand and you'll be more likely to buy from them. And then you have the attractiveness advantage. The dominant view of the attractiveness advantage is one of taste-based discrimination, whereby attractive individuals are preferred without justification in economic productivity. So if you look attractive, you'll be more likely to earn more money, be chosen for promotions, etc. So to summarize, the better you look, the more attractive you are, the more people will perceive you as a good person, even though I think that deep inside everybody knows that already. For those who don't know, the Blackpill is an online community of young men who basically gave up on dating because they have two main beliefs. Looks is the only thing that matters, personality, character, humor don't have any importance, and there is nothing they can do about it. They look the way they look and it's gonna be that way forever. That's a very dangerous place to be for these men, because once you have that belief about yourself, it's very hard to get out of it. Anybody trying to help them will most likely fail because they're stuck in their own little community, constantly reminding them that it's hopeless. If you try to enter the online community and try to convince them that there is hope, you will get kicked out and your messages of hope will be deleted. Once you get stuck, it's actually very simple to get out, but still very difficult. The only thing you have to do is quit the community and start listening to people who actually date in real life. But since they're so stuck in their own belief system, they refuse to listen to anybody else and change their ways. So two things. First, they believe looks is all that matters, which is completely wrong. Just look at your grandparents still together at 75. And second, they believe that they can't do anything about it, which is also complete nonsense. I'll explain later that there are a lot of things that can actually make you look more attractive. It just takes work. If we could just erase the whole Blackpill community, we would save thousands of young men's lives. I give a shit about what people think of me. I don't see many people admit this, but I care about what others will think of me. That's the reason why I wake up every day and I put on nice clothing, I do my hair, I make sure I smell good, that my breath doesn't stink. If people really didn't give a fuck, they would be walking around naked, never showering, and never taking care of themselves. It's basic human nature to give a fuck what people think of us. It's one of the reasons why we're still here today. It's wired in our brains. So to tell that you don't give a fuck what people think of you is silly. We care, and that's the reason we feel embarrassed. It's the reason why some interactions feel awkward, etc. In the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, he explains that we have a limited amount of fucks to give in life and that these fucks should be given carefully. People see that what people think of them is out of their control, and so they try to convince themselves that they don't care about it. But to some degree they still do. You can't not give a fuck about what people think of you entirely. I get that people want to give less fucks about what people think of them and try to focus their fucks on more important things, but in the end we give a shit about others' opinion. People who take this I don't give a fuck thing too far start to stop doing things like wearing clean clothing, and they start to wear grey trainings instead when they go out shopping. When I go shopping, I don't wear extremely good clothing, but I still watch what I wear and I still try to respect basic rules of hygiene. I believe these are the things that matter in your appearance if you're a man, and I'll go over each of them. By the way, sorry ladies, this video was not really meant for you, but there are millions of videos and people more knowledgeable than me talking about how to make your looks better as a woman. Body, face, facial hair, jaw and neck area, clothing style, body language, smell and nails. First, body. As a man you want to have that V-shaped body. That means wide shoulders, tiny waist. It doesn't mean you have to have extremely wide shoulders and an extremely small waist. It just means that your shoulders should be larger than your waist. So you basically want to have that V shape with a decent amount of visible muscle and not too high of a body fat percentage. That means around the 10 to 15% range. 15% is the healthy body fat percentage for a man, but if you want to look better, more attractive, you can go as low as 10 to 12. Lower than 10% body fat will most likely be unmaintainable for most people.
Straight into it, people, the first thing you will experience on your journey to being stage lean is extreme levels of hunger, okay? You wake up, you're hungry, you go to bed, you're hungry. Now, that's easy for some people, you can deal with it, but as the weeks go on and you have noticed that you've been hungry since last December, shit gets tough. It completely gets in the way of you enjoying just simple things in life. If your girl wants to go out on a date that doesn't involve food, you're iffy about it. You're thinking, am I going to be too hungry when I'm there? Do I need to bring a meal? All this stuff. Do I need to save calories for later because I'm going to be hungry later? And literally your day revolves around nothing but avoiding being hungry. And trust me, trading being lean for that alone, I'd already be sold. We're going to move on because hunger is a small portion of the bigger problem, okay, that we're going to get into about being stage lean. Second thing, people, is your workouts. Now, you see workout videos of people online, even me when I was stage lean, and shit just looks great, okay, we're full of pre-workout. The carb pump is heavy. You see like 6 seconds of a set. In between the sets, we could have been there for 2 hours, taking 5-minute breaks, head in hands like this, trying to dig out the energy to do the next set.
Not only for the low amounts of food that you have to consume, but also because of the mental state that a too low body fat percentage puts you in. You also want to be as big as possible and stay around the same body fat percentage. Don't gain more than 3 to 4 pounds a month. Make it a slow and steady progress. So as a summary, have a V shape, some visible muscle, a body fat percentage ranging from 10 to 15% body fat, and put on as much muscle as your body is capable of naturally without packing on extra fat. Second is your face. This one won't be too long. You can do a skincare routine if you want to, just don't overdo it. If you're not eating crap all the time and you live a healthy, balanced life, your face will show that, and you won't even have to do a skincare routine. Saves time and money. I don't do a routine, I don't feel like I need to, so I don't do it. Just make sure you don't have dirty things in your teeth, on your face, or in your nose. Third is body hair. That includes your hairstyle, eyebrows, beard, mustache, nose, ears, armpits, legs and balls. So there's a lot to discuss. First, your hairstyle. It should be something that you like and that looks clean. For example, I go with the buzz cut. I find it more masculine, it's easy to maintain, doesn't take too much time in the morning, and I can do it myself for free and less time. Now if you prefer longer hairstyles, there are a tons of channels talking about that. Just type long hairstyles for men and you're good. Then you have your beard and mustache. If you can't grow a beard now, just let it grow. It doesn't grow faster every time you shave it. That has been proven to be wrong, so just let it grow and wait till the gaps get filled. If you do have a beard, on the other hand, you have to trim it so it doesn't get messy. Again, tons of tutorials on different styles online that explain it better than me. Just pick the one you love and go with that. I'll go quickly over the rest. Armpits, shave them, it looks cleaner. Nose and ears, you have special trimmers for that. Just invest in one, it'll be worth it. For your eyebrows, you have to shave the hair between both of them. Imagine a girl getting closer to kiss you and she sees all that hair. Like, nah man, just shave it off. Your balls should be trimmed too. Lots of guys don't do it and it just looks disgusting. Not that I saw other guys, but I remember my old self. Manscaped has a special trimmer for that doesn't cut you. Again, just invest in one. And last, legs and arms. Shave them if you want to. It's not a necessity. I do it because I think it looks cleaner and you look 3% leaner, so I do it. Next we have the jaw and neck area. It's simple. If you want to have a good jawline, you need A, a low body fat percentage between 10 and 15%, and B, try mewing. You probably saw a lot of videos on mewing, but basically you want to change the posture of your tongue so it changes your facial structure over the months and years. For your neck, you can just buy a neck trainer and do neck curls and neck extensions. The way your neck looks kind of shows the man that you are, and people subconsciously base a part of their opinion about you on how your neck looks. Next is clothing style. If you're over the age of 18, you have two choices. Either mature, clean clothing or simple, clean clothing. Either way, it has to be clean looking. I don't give a shit about your baggy pants, your baggy shirts and your great training pants. It's either mature clothing, which means good fitting, clean clothes that go together. Here are a couple examples. Or you go for a simple clothing style, not too flashy, and again, that goes together. It could be as simple as a black shirt, black pants and white shoes, maybe an accessory or two, but if you start to wear tons of necklaces, bracelets, a cap and sunglasses, it becomes too much. If you just wear a necklace, a watch and a small bracelet, that's enough. Here are a couple basic rules for clothing. It has to fit together, no LGBTQ shirt and military pants together, not too flashy clothes like red shoes for example. It has to be new, don't wear the same thing for a week. It doesn't stink and it's not dirty. So as long as it respects these basic rules and it's one of the two choices, you can choose whatever you love wearing, it doesn't really matter. Now the last two are body language and smell. Body language is kind of tricky to explain because it's not something you can change physically, but it's something people will perceive about you subconsciously. Since we know the mind and the body are very connected and we know that successful and unsuccessful people have a different body language, you could try to fake a successful body language, but I suggest you just become successful so you don't have to fake it. Now smell should always be a priority, because a bad smell is very repulsive.
It's repulsive.
You might be the most attractive person in the world, if you stink, you're not gonna find anybody. For your smell, there are some rules to respect too. Brush your teeth twice a day, do I really have to tell you that? And at least for 2 minutes, not the 30 seconds quick brush, it takes 2 minutes, just do it. Wear new and clean clothes that do not stink. Take a daily shower, max 2 to 3 times a week with soap. Wear some deodorant, especially if you're a teenager. And lastly, make sure your room doesn't stink, because the smell will be on your clothes and you won't even realize it. And the last thing is your nails. You don't want to have dirty, long nails. That's very repulsive, believe me. Just cut them once a week, it takes 2 minutes, again, just do it. So this was a small guide to improving your looks. You don't have to follow everything perfectly, I'm not an expert, I'm just giving you some basic things that I believe everybody should know and respect. To just end any sort of debate, I believe that personality and looks stay as important during your whole life. The only thing I believe becomes less important over the years is your body and face. That's gonna deteriorate automatically with the years, so that takes less importance. The only thing about looks that will always matter is how you dress, how you smell, etc. We all know looks matter. It's not shallow to work on because people do base a good part of their opinion on how we look, and yes, we do care about what they think, especially people we care about. It also doesn't mean that looks are the only thing in life that matters. You don't want to end up in a Blackpill community. Just be aware that your looks are an important part to work on and it shouldn't be overlooked. I wish you good luck in your journey through life and self-improvement. Hope you have a great day. Peace.
Peace.